Arsenal oye! Wow.
I received a very serious call from one of my viewers here who told me that he started with me from the beginning of my channel when I was at least 5 subscribers. This gentleman shared with me about the issues to do with the Kenyan politics. And there's one thing that he told me way back, that around President Moi Kibaki was a very powerful lady by the name Lucy Kibaki, who used to assist him in various matters concerning governance.
It's unfortunate that we don't have a woman minister in the ministry of, in the administration of ministry, neither in internal security. We can. Women, we can. If there was a woman member of parliament in the Ministry of Internal Security, she would have stopped these accidents. The minister who is there today, and I'm going to say Minister Saitoti, he waits until he hears of bandits in Northeastern, bandits somewhere else, and the next day you see him there. Internal Security Ministry means you protect everybody in Kenya. You stop accidents. Don't tell me that is the job of the Minister for Transport or for roads. No, it is yours. It is for Professor Saitoti. It is yours. I was angry yesterday. Last evening when I saw him on TV, he has gone to that spot where 118 Kenyans died. And this is all he had to say. I hope you Kenyans, this tragedy will teach you a lesson. He told us that this tragedy will teach us a lesson. How can the dead people be taught a lesson? They are already dead. And I wondered, why did he fly all the way from Nairobi to go tomorrow to say?
In fact, he told me that Lucy Kibaki was behind some of the good decisions that were made for this country. He was even behind the conduct of Moi Kibaki. He was even behind the successful campaigns of President Moi Kibaki, more especially after the 2005 referendum. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore, we can state it here categorically that behind a successful man, there's always a woman. To give another example, we all know that Mama Ngina Kenyatta exists. After the demise of the first president of the Republic of Kenya, that is President Jomo Kenyatta, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mama Ngina Kenyatta able to raise a son all the way to become the president of this country. Managing to have a husband who was a president, as well you have a son who has become a president, and now is very relevant politically. It's not easy. And people say Mama Ngina Kenyatta was behind some of the decisions that Uhuru Kenyatta was making. Others even claim that when Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto decided to come together, the decision was made in the presence of Mama Ngina Kenyatta. When you look at Uhuru Kenyatta's tenure, we have Mama Margaret Kenyatta. She was very instrumental in pushing matters to do with health. Like if you go to Nakuru, there's Mama Margaret Kenyatta Maternity Wing, a very good and well-equipped hospital that takes care of both the mother and the child until Shah was brought in. Everything was catered for. Once you go there as a mother, 3 months to pray to deliver, and also 3 months after delivery, or maybe 6 months, the mother and the child were well taken care of. When it comes to the current First Lady, honestly, there's no much that she has done. But I hope she will one time sit down and be able to come up with an identity that you can be able to remember her for. Ladies and gentlemen, why am I giving this story about the First Ladies? I'm giving this story not just as the First Ladies, but also as the wives of powerful politicians in the country. My focus goes directly to Riati Hills, or maybe to Bondo, where Raila Amolo Odinga was buried, where we're going to find Mama Ida Odinga.
They call me Canon Dr. Ida Betty Odinga EST. Now, like that. But there are names that are given I cannot forget the name that the public has given me called Min Ping.
This is the wife of the most powerful politician that we've had in the country, Raila Amolo Odinga. We cannot sit somewhere and just assume she does not exist and that political decisions should just be made just like that, without considering what she has to say. This lady, during her time, most of the politicians around Raila Amolo Odinga benefited because of her. People say even some tickets were always given by Ida Odinga. Her decision was final. It has also been very clear that Ida Odinga, she could push Raila Amolo Odinga to make some decisions that she felt was also right for this country. So therefore, she's someone who is aware on what to do, when and how. That makes me to authoritatively say today on this particular video that there is a queen in Nyanza.
From this turn of events, I come to understand firsthand that Raila was not just an ordinary engineer, but a political engineer. I evolved, adapted, and handled challenges that came my way, courtesy of being Raila Odinga's wife.
If I just borrow the words of Odinga, the king is dead, but the crown lives. Now the person sitting on the crown, it is now the queen of Nyanza. That is Mama Ida Odinga. On this particular video, I want to take you through step by step on what makes me say that she's the queen of Nyanza, just apart from being the wife of the powerful politician in this country, Raila Amolo Odinga. But before I take you through, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Makwa Times, first of all, take a second or two to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Number one reason, as I said, as to why Ida Odinga, she's the queen of Nyanza, it's because she was the wife to the most powerful politicians, Raila Amolo Odinga, whom they had stayed together for 52 years, which was his entire life in politics. Also, Raila Amolo Odinga was loved by the people of Nyanza. And when Raila Amolo Odinga was alive, people managed to extend the love of Raila Amolo Odinga to the wife, and the Nyanza people who called her Min Ping.
I cannot forget the name that the public has given me called Min Ping. That name is a very heavy name because it is a name that puts a lot of responsibility to the owner of that name.
When I ask some laws, they tell me it means Mama wa Taifa. Ladies and gentlemen, the respect Mama wa Taifa was given, Min Ping, that is now Ida Odinga, still exists. So therefore, by virtue of being the wife of the most powerful politician and the most liked politician in the country, Raila Amolo Odinga, she becomes the queen automatically. She'll be saying things from Bondo and it makes sense. Number two, Ida Odinga receives respect from all the leaders, more especially those who come from the faction of Raila Amolo Odinga. But we can also say people like William Ruto, Uhuru Kenyatta, they have all shown respect to this lady. That respect that he receives, meaning there's some things that he has done other than just becoming a wife. Apart from that, there are things that she could be handling which Raila Amolo Odinga instructed other politicians to listen to her. So in a nutshell, she's doing some noble duties which make her to get such kind of a huge respect from leaders across all divides. When usually Raila Amolo Odinga sent her to Nyanza, or maybe she decided by herself to go to Nyanza and attend a function, she always spoke last. Whether there's an MP, whether there's a governor, or whether there's a senator there, because that was Min Ping, the first lady in relation to Raila Amolo Odinga being the people's president as per to the 2017 swearing-in ceremony. When Matiang'i visited Ida Odinga at Bondo, Matiang'i gave a hint of the powers that Mama Ida has, and this is what Matiang'i had to say.
Tutakuwa Naongea na wewe, nakuja kwa maombi na blessings na vitu zote hapa, kwa sababu mzee alituonyesha hivi that he was right, tulikuwa sisi tunamfuata na alikuwa anatufundisha.
That statement shows that they are intending to make more journeys there for consultation and blessings from Mama Ida Odinga. Very crucial. So meaning Mama Ida Odinga will be most of the time receiving guests, some of them powerful politicians, most especially who are intending to get votes from Nyanza region. Apart from the leadership who respect Mama Ida Odinga, also the common people, the Mwananchi from Nyanza, they respect and love Mama Ida Odinga. That's where the name Minpin came from. Whenever she speaks, it's final. She took care of Baba, so she was a very favorite human being to the people who also loved Baba. That is why she is now the most powerful lady that we have from the Nyanza region.